So today we are going to see how to analyze our data quickly and easily using pivot tables. Pivot tables for some people may look difficult to understand or to construct, but it's very easy. We'll make it very easy for you to understand and construct so you can analyze your data and you can extract the most useful part of your data. You can focus on your data. When you have big data, because this sample example we created a few lectures ago, that's simply 1 month's data, but maybe you have few months data or maybe bigger sets of data and so on, and you need to analyze it and you need to focus. So we will see how to create the pivot table very quickly. While you are on your data sheet, you will go to insert, and then from insert you will insert a pivot table. So now automatically he detects the area with the data. He says that you will start from A1 up to K28. K is somewhere back here. No, we need to stop at G only, so I need to change. You can change it here or you can change it after setting the data. So it's G here, and I'm not going to start from A1. I need to start from A4 because I'm having some simple calculations on the top as we had generated it together, and we will put it in a new sheet, and then okay, and we will create. Okay, so here it gives you some suggestions. Otherwise you start adding rows and columns. So the average of C for each column, so average of column C for each column. So if you go back here, you will see here that column C is the production units. That's a good point to start for each of column A. That's a great point of start. So we'll just click on it. Unfortunately, here turn back to the old setting. So here it's A4, and here I need to go only to G28. So that's great. We can see that we had now the days and the average production on the days. So now we had gained some good information. That's the average of production units on each day. So we can see on Friday, Monday, and so on. And you can simply change the decimal points from here. Maybe you need only to check the whole numbers. You can center it. So it looks clear to you now. Okay, that's 1 point. So that's all. No, that's not all. We will see one by one. So now here rows, that's to add on rows and how to sort the data in the rows and so on. So columns, we will leave columns here for a moment, because columns, you add another dimension for the analysis. We can start with it or we can make it later. So we can try, for example, to add a column and to add values. Here we add only the average of column C. Okay, so instead of adding only the average of column C, I like to add some more values. Maybe I need also for column C, but I need not only the average, I need the sum. So you see here already made to you the recommendation of the sum, because you had already created the average, so maybe you need the sum. So that's we had a great lecture about the artificial intelligence that's used by Google, where it recommends to you great data or makes good recommendations for you how to analyze your data. So that's the sum, and that's the average of the product unit. So what else we can make? So we can add another values. For example, we have the product average temperature, so we can add the product average temperature, but on temperatures you don't make sum. We will go to minimum, for example. So the minimum temperature of the product on this day, on Fridays or on Mondays, you can make the average or whatever you like. So all these are the values. So we have now values. So now we can focus on Friday, Monday, Saturday. Maybe you need to make something different, because here, so we can add one more dimension of analysis. So rows, here our rows are analyzed against only the days now. So what if we need to add another criteria for the rows to be analyzed against? So if we go to add, and for example the operator. So now each day is the master, and then it's the operators who was operating on this day. It was only group P here, P and C, A and C, and so on. So here we can see on the different days which each operator was working. We can even change the order of the analysis. So we can take the operator and place it on top of the days. So the operator is the main analysis criteria, and then it's followed by the days. So the operator group A was working on Saturday, Tuesday, group B was working on all the days, and group C was only working on these 2 days. Okay, so you can see that here that's another dimension of analysis. What else we can do? Simply, if you need of any of these groups, we can remove the days, for example, and we can, for example, on group A, we need to see that's the average and that's the sum of the products. But maybe instead of the average, I need to see how many days group A was working. So simply I can go to, instead of the average here, I can come to count. So if you come here to count, so that's of group A was working for 5 days, group B was working for 14 days, and the group C was working only for 5 days. So that's the working groups. Of course, that's not uniform, but that's only random data we are checking, and maybe this raises your attention to some flaws in the data. What else we can do? For example, you can add this dimension, but in a different way. So we said that column, we will leave it as end. If I add a column here, okay, so we can add here for the column, because we said we will try the columns at the end. We will say that add, for example, the day. So now we had added another dimension in another direction. So it's group A on Friday. He was not working. He was working on Monday, and so on. So we can see each day which group was working, but in another dimension. That's on the horizontal axis, and that's on the vertical axis, and that's what we need, how many days were used for production, and as a sum of productions and the minimum temperature, and so on. So like this, easily we can create custom pivot tables, and even our pivot tables, we can make it on multi-levels, as we had seen, that groups and then days and data is collected. So we can analyze our group data. Our data is grouped and can be analyzed easily. We can detect where are the problems, where are the flows. We can make whatever, we can present it like this way. We can point to some problems and so on. So I hope you had a wealth of information in this quick lecture. Now it's very easy to create pivot tables. You understand it. If you have any comment about pivot tables, leave us a comment on the description on the comments of this video. Subscribe, spread the information. You can join our trainings on Udemy, or you can ask for specific services through our web store. You will find all the links in the description box. See you in coming videos from Simple Ways for Google Sheets, Apps, Script, and all the digital skills.